What is going on, folks? Mr. Soul Lover Man 504 coming at you one more time. I hope everybody out there is having a great day as usual, folks. So, today we are talking about want more, say less, man. So, there's a few things about that topic. The first thing is this, if you want more, just naturally say less. You want more in your life. Okay. What are you doing? What are you doing to change the dynamic that's going on around you? Maybe you feel like maybe you want a desire, just to have um better friendships, better people around you. You want people around you, it's going to hold you accountable, motivate you, push you towards, what it is that's what is going on, ma'am. How are you today? Thank you everybody that's joining me on the Wisdom app and on YouTube live. So, but you it always says, well, how bad do how bad do you want it? Naturally, how bad do you want it? What incentives are you giving yourself to motivate yourself to move forward, to make these things happen? Next year is going to be a dynamic year for some. It really is. Even though you see all of these things going on, you know, um, I say ma'am because again, I'm from down south. I know you're very young. I know you're not like, I know you're not 2000 years old. So, it's not a thing of disrespect, but it's just how I was raised, sir, ma'am, all of that good stuff. But anyway, man, um the important thing is to you all all thank you, all information um isn't meant to be, all news isn't naturally meant to be put out there, especially if you have news, especially if it's something that's kind of brand new, and they're only like so many things. Like you'll see in the news, like leaked photos or leaked video. Yeah, that stuff wasn't leaked. They put it out there on purpose. The leaked word. And I was looking at some words. I was like on Facebook, and I was just looking at some of the stories, and some of the news stories, and I was looking at keywords that make these things. I was looking at keywords that make these things pop. All right, we got a guest, man. We got a guest coming in the building. Let us see. Hey, how are you?
I'm all right, Desmond. Something you said there was really good. I was enjoying your leaked word, and I think it appeals to our general nosiness about what everybody else is up to. So as soon as you see the word leaked, you want to go, what's been leaked? I don't want to miss out on what's been leaked. So we all look.
Right. It's and that's probably more with I think that goes more with like politics and the celebrity world. They'll say, leaked documents from whatever party, or leaked photos, scantily clad, starlet, blah blah blah, and everybody rushes to see what the story is, and until they get enough of it and they move on to the next thing. So it's
We're naturally curious creatures, aren't we? Really, we don't want to be. We want to see what's going on.
Egg.
especially a little peek into other people's existences, you know?
Yeah, yeah, that's very true. And how you described it, because we are notoriously curious about what's going on the other side of the fence, even though we have stuff going on, here. Like, one country can point the finger at another country and say, well, uh, X, Y, and Z. And when when what's going on in your backyard, your grass isn't cut, the flowers and the plants haven't been watered, the dog hasn't been fed, the kids are running around like crazy, so
And also, to a degree, it's a way of saying, as the magician would, look at this in my hand here. And whilst you're looking at that in that hand there, say my right hand, my left hand's doing something else down here, but your focus is over here, you see, on the right hand. You know, it's magic.
right. Yep, the proverbial sleight of hand, while you're looking, that is the misdirect. While your eyes shift to the upper right, it's like they do something very fast. That's why they say the hand is quicker than the eye, when magic, the art of illusion, and all of that good stuff.
Definitely, yeah. So, yeah, don't be looking at the leak stuff, peeps.
So how are you enjoying the wisdom app so far?
It's been fantastic. I've sort of guested on a few people, and you've all been really wonderful and given us insight and a little bit direction and great advice. It's well named, definitely. I've really enjoyed myself today.
Yeah, I like the one on. It's almost like a podcast format, but you have your own, live audience, in a sense. And you can just talk to amazing people one on one, while still being informative and just giving out a lot of just amazing information.
Yeah, I'd say so. I think it's a lovely way of sharing, and to another degree, it's also telling everyone that's on the Wisdom app that they're not out there on their own. There's always somebody there that can guide, or has been in the same situation, or aspires to the same stuff, and that's really lovely.
Very true, very true. I think a lot of times people feel like they're the first people in history to go through whatever it is that they're going through, and that's just not the case. And there are a lot of people that are going through or feel like you feel. That's the thing. And that's the importance of finding the right community.
Definitely. So I've been blessed today. Thank you very much, Wisdom, and thank you very much, you guys. You've been absolutely brilliant, actually. So yeah, I shall be listening in on all sorts of conversations and grabbing little snippets for my own life and direction, which is fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and thank you for coming up. Yep, sound like she was from down under. Australia. Yeah, man. I would love to go visit Australia. I always hear amazing things. I know there's like a lot of wildlife down there. I don't want to come in contact with, but other than that, I would love to go visit the land down under, man. One day, very soon. Yeah, so somebody was asking, can you play music on the Wisdom app? I believe you would probably have to play like your own music. I don't there it's not integrated within the app, where you could play music. Now I know you can take what you're saying and you can transfer, like if you have a podcast, you can transfer you can transfer your audio to your podcast, and then from there you can add, you can add, no, you can add music to it. But you could play music It's not like, Facebook or anything where, where you play music in the background and they'll, either block you, or, Facebook is so, I don't know, Facebook is just crap. But that's why I think a lot of people are moving to these other apps and, kind of getting away from Facebook and all of that good stuff. But yeah, but getting back more to the topic, man, and wanting more, say less. Everybody is not supposed to know every step that you're making. And you don't have to, you don't have to say every single thing that you're doing. After, like you have your goals, you have your vision, you write all, you write all of that stuff down, and ultimately whatever it is that you're trying to happen, whatever success you're trying to move along to, whatever path you're trying to go to in your life, like if you're working out, you're trying to travel more, if you're, if you're trying to, let's say if you have a goal of like, reading so many books and all of this stuff in month, throughout the year, or whatever, if you want to start, like if you want to start maybe like an outreach program for maybe the kids in your area or something like that, initially, you don't, you may start thinking about people to reach out to, but I mean, everything is, everything that's people are building is just going to be a little different. But the fact of not, you don't necessarily have to, like the left hand doesn't necessarily have to know what the right hand is doing, especially if these people, you know aren't close to you. Like I could see if you're trying to do, something online where you're trying to raise money for something and you want to, show people that it's legit. That I get, that I understand, because we do, I think I talked about that yesterday, seeing is believing. But that I get. But just saying that you don't have to go around town and tell everybody every step, that you're making, because there are some haters out there that don't want to see you shine. They don't want to see you win. They're not going to be happy for you. Even though you're blessed going in, you're blessed coming out, you're blessed in the middle. They're not going to be, they're not going to be happy, you know, for your success. It's like, oh, that person's doing too much. Oh, they're always they're always on social media, or you're posting pictures on Instagram of, of your happy life, and this life is legit. You're not using a green screen to take pictures and video, and and try to make yourself look like, try to make yourself look like something that you're generally not. But your life is going to be what it is. You're going to be complete. That's the thing. Now it should be the point of moving to something greater, to something bigger, moving to, you know starting in one place and moving somewhere else. It's like, you're retreating, but more in a positive way, where you're grounded, and whatever you did, it grew. So you can't necessarily be in that little small space anymore. And you're to the point where you have to go to, to a bigger office space, to a bigger building, and all of that stuff. That's why that's why it's often said that your dreams are going to be bigger than you. you know and your dreams and your passions are going to grow around you with the work that you're naturally putting in to them. Hold on, let me turn off this light. Uh, so that's the important thing, and you don't have to keep asking, you don't have to keep asking the same thing over and over again, because those intangibles that you get, the things that, you're like, if you're trying to put something together and you're like, man, where did I put that screw at? And you find it, and then you put the screw in, and then you could fix whatever it is, that you're trying to put together, and it's going to fit like, like glue, so to speak. But that goes more into that just goes more into the work that you have put in. That just goes more into the work, that you put in. And it's gratifying when you just not when you it's gratifying when you start where you are, afraid, unpositioned, um just rolling with what you have. Maybe it's just you and a friend and somebody else, and um y'all are just like, what, we are, this is what we have. Even if you have, I remember a story about the Rock, and he was like, before, I think when he was before he started wrestling, he only had $7 to his name. So I think that's what he called his company, like $7 production, something like that. But from there, he was able to just go forward and do all of these, you know, all of these great, and amazing things. But I know that there are people out there that are like feeling the heat. Things are ramping up, so to speak. I know we are going into the holidays, but beyond that, take a little time. Everybody's, everybody doesn't celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, all of that good stuff. But I know a lot of people celebrate New Year's though. And why are people so excited? Man, I haven't seen people this excited for a new year. Not like saying, I think because this year was so demanding on people, coming out of 2020, coming into this year, a lot of people just didn't know, what was going to happen. And so many things happen. What did she say? Crabs in a bucket, snakes in the grass, and shark infested water. Yeah, yeah, very much so. These waters are very much so shark infested. So that's why your swimming skills, your deep diving skills have to be very much on point. You know, and when you jump, when you go deeper into the water, you're gonna be like, wow, I can swim like a fish. Instead of sinking straight to the bottom. Like I don't know, like some may do because they don't, I don't know, try hard enough, or timing, or persistence. And some people just have that will to, like, even if they get a no, they still, man, like that guy, the Wolf of Wall Street, he told a story about how, before he started selling stocks, I think he said he was selling steaks or something like that. And the guy was like, yeah, man, it's, if you sell like, I don't know, two or three of these in a week or something, that's good. So he went out one day, and he went out one day, and he came back, and he was just knocking on doors. Somebody said no, some people wouldn't answer, but by the end of the day, he came. They were like, well, hey man, where's all your stuff at? He said, I sold everything. and they didn't believe him. It's that persistence, man. Like some people just have that ability to just, whatever it is that they're great at. Like there are people that are gonna be good at stuff. I think I talked about it, man. The the chosen versus the gifted. There are some people that just have a natural gift at things, and then there are just going to be people who are, who can use their gifts and they're chosen, so they get the double whammy, so to speak. And they can go out and convert sales or marketing, and they can take something that kind of looks normal and just flip it and just take it to when it's they're like the sky is just the limit. I'm gonna take this, and they're like, those are the there's no other competition out there except for me, and those are the even though they may be a little nervous, you'll never know it. And until maybe you ask them, you're like, after they're done, they're like, oh man, how were you a little nervous? Like, yeah, I get nervous all the time, but I know, like when it's showtime, man, they just go out there, they show up, and you would never know. It's like some people, you'll see them, they'll maybe having the worst day of their lives, but they're still able to go forward, man, and just make some things happen, and and that's amazing, and the wanting more, and the saying less, and the wanting more, and the doing more, looking, seeing how people who are maybe successful in that market that you're looking to get into, seeing how they're moving. Ask those people to come on your podcast. You never know. Like some people, they're there to share that, to share, people say nuggets and whatever. But they're there to help you to polish yourself off your audience, and they'd be happy to come on and to share that wisdom, and that to share that wisdom, and that knowledge that they have, to be able to pass something on, however it is, that they want to do that. But that's why I am here telling you guys to to want it, and to like in the beginning, that you don't necessarily have to share every single thing that you're doing, because that's the time where you're getting everything perfected, and a plan may change a few different times, because things are going to continue to build and grow, so you may have to go back, in and change some things here and there, because you're going to change and grow along with your process. That's like you may see now, like man, I feel like I'm a different person now than when than what I was a few years, maybe like 2 years ago. We've grown, we've grown up a whole lot, and sometimes you don't know what you can do until you do it, until that moment comes, and you do it like so flawlessly, and you were like, man, I was worried about this, and I'm telling you, man, like these, like when you're doing, like you're speaking and all of that stuff, and the time goes by, yeah, yep, and yeah, right. It's the determination, and like the man, that the time goes by so fast. There's a time, the time goes by so fast, and if you're out there, stop second guessing yourself. I mean, I talked to a guy the other day. He came on, and he was wondering if he was in that. These are just general thoughts that we have. Are we on the right path? And am I taking the right steps? And man, I might do something later, but I'll talk about that later. Sure, I'm all right. I'm gonna remember it. Let me write it down. But he was wondering, what's he he was wondering, like, am I on the right path? Because and there was another gentleman, he was like, he had some stuff he wanted to do, he was like, I want to, monetize my speaking, and my kids are grown now. I'm this age, and I don't worry, I don't worry about my age. I think in society we have this thing about an age gap. Like if you hit this age, life is over. That's it. You should have done it when you were 15 years old. And if you didn't, if you don't get it done by, I don't know, 21, it's all over. That life is just over for you, and that's just not the case, man. I think George Foreman was like, naturally talented and boxing. But I think he became heavyweight champion. He was in his I think he was like 47, I believe, man. And a lot of people who were, older, and they got behind him, and he was their champion because, he didn't listen to what society says and said, well, you have to, you gotta do it. Well, it's great if it works out like that sometimes for people, but that's just not, that's just not always the case. Where it's going to happen, at an, it's not where where it naturally happens at an earlier age. That's just it. Just man, it just sometimes it just doesn't work out like that. But the important thing is that you get it to work out. Like I am more than ecstatic that I get to do the things that, or I've gotten to do the things now, instead of, being in the now and thinking like, oh man, I remember 20 years ago, I used to be able to travel, and now I don't get to do that anymore. Man, I wish I could go back and blah, 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 blah. They don't want to be one of the, I wish I could have, because we can learn from the past, and there's beautiful things that happen in history, mysterious things that have happened in history. But the important thing is to learn, learn from that, grow from it. There are so many, we put obstacles in front of ourselves every single day. We put obstacles, we put obstacles in front of ourselves, every day. What with the fear, with the not knowing, with the like I said, the saying less part. It's natural to have questions, but when somebody said, when you initially start to question yourself, and you initially start to question what you do, and you put the words, well, I don't think, I can't, then you pretty much already failed. you know that's when you really, that's when, that's, to me, that's trouble. That's trouble. um and I feel like I'm going to continue to grow, man. But I feel like I know at this point, there are just some amazing things that I'm going to be able to do, that I'm going to be able to be a part of. And I am superiorly excited because of that, man. And you know and I personally can't wait. That's why a lot of people are like, man, that's why so many people are excited for this new year, because they have a sneaking suspicion or a feeling that something's going to be robustly different about the robustly different about the incoming year. Yeah, and it's if you don't, write it down, man. Write these things down. Your everything. These lessons that you go through, because it would have been a beautiful thing if somebody. I mean, journaling has been around for a while, but I feel like now it's become very, very popular. Maybe 50. And then, I get the times that we live in, but my grandfather or my grandfather, somebody would have just wrote down the things that they've went through, the life lessons, just to pass that on. That's why that's why, I feel like I was chosen, blessed enough, gifted enough, to become an author and to become a multi-genre author. And if you are interested in checking out my books, you can go to Amazon.com, put in my name, Damon Alvarez, or you can go to my website. My link tree is right in my bio. Um, and it's www.soulofAman504. So see, it's right there. If you're, if you're following me on YouTube. But yeah, it's I just feel like these things, it's best in the beginning if it's written out instead of saying it out loud to, a bunch of strangers that you don't know. But you're definitely moving, you're moving in a new direction. You are growing, and the important thing is you want to know that you're growing with purpose. Yes, you are definitely growing with all of the purpose that life can naturally throw on you. You may say, well, man, I don't really feel it. Well, you know what, you will. You will. Because I just feel like some of us have some decisions to make, man. Not bad decisions, but I feel like the choices that we make. I don't want to sound like your high school guidance counselor. The choices you make now are going to affect us, but I feel like the choices that we make, as far as the purposeful choices that we're making are really going to help us and help a lot of people. You know, um, along our path, man, and along our path and all of that good stuff. But just continue, what you're doing. Enjoy the growth. Again, I do life coaching, spiritual life coaching. I call myself a spiritual consultant. And if you are at a point of trying to figure it out, that's why I am here. Go to my link tree, and you'll see you'll see my section for coaching. Click on there and it'll give you everything that I offer. But the important thing as always is for you to believe in yourself, believe in your process, and know that greater is coming. Remember, want more, want more, say less. That's just like, say less is, like a street lingo. Like if somebody was to say, hey, let's go out to eat, man. Today I'll pay for the food. They'll say less. They'll say, hey, man, let's go, hey, let's go hang out at the beach, or let's go hang out at the beach. I'm driving, hey, today I'll take care of everything. I'll say less. So what I'm saying is that saying less, wanting more and saying less can be an amazing thing, in your life and for your lively, and it can be an amazing thing in your life, and in your and for your livelihood. That's what I'm naturally trying to tell you. So when you see when you're looking at your goals and your dreams, your aspirations, and you see their, and you're looking at them as wanting more, just like the street term, say less, go for it, make it happen. You only got this you've only got this one life to live, and it's important for you to go out and live it to the best of your ability. But alrighty, folks, that is my talk for today. I'm gonna go ahead. I might come on a little later on, but yeah, but I'm gonna go ahead on shut this thing down and enjoy this day. But again, thank you guys so much for joining me. I am Mr. Soul of a Man. Don't forget to follow me on all things social media. My links are on the Wisdom app. Check out all my social media links. Send me a message. If there's something that you think that a topic that you'd like me to tackle, I'd be more than happy to hear about it. But as always, folks, I am out this piece, and I am going